to the Bloodline Effect.
Acknowledge me.
We can't hear you. No. No, but hey guys, I'll take over. I got it. Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the Bloodline Effect, episode 5. I am here with Martina, who's actually the host, and our guest, Nick from Sleeper Sports Media. Give him a follow on Twitter, especially. How's everyone doing? Nick, how you doing, man?
Good. Beautiful, feel good Friday. Great, easy day at work. Easy, I say easy. Kind of jokingly with the fact that my schedule's changing a little bit, but that's okay. Won't change anything for SmackDown and the Blue Brand, and the best night for the week of wrestling. So I'm happy to be here and can't wait to talk Bloodline.
Yep. And as you can see, I'm actually on the island of relevancy. I'm actually here at the beach, so might as well just get it started. So Martina, can we hear you? No.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that? Yes.
Yep.
Excellent. Y'all, I am so sorry. StreamYard is a hater. I'm telling you, they don't want us to do this. They do not want us to do this. My green screen wouldn't work. My computer was freezing up. Everything that could go wrong did, but you know what? It's going to be okay. I'm sorry. Thank you all for being here. Welcome to the Blood. I'm your host, Martina Barnett. I'm here with my lovely co-host, Mitch Kofsky, and our special guest, Nick, who have already introduced themselves. I apologize for the technical difficulty. However, I do just want to start the show out by saying, unfortunately, I would start today's show on a bit of a somber note. Today, August 16th, unfortunately, it was announced that Afa Anawai has passed away. And this is Roman Reigns' uncle and patriarch of the Anawai family. And I just want to say, on behalf of myself and on behalf of all of us here at the Hardcore Sports Network, we want to send our most sincere condolences to the Anawai and Fatu families. So sorry to hear about this, and our thoughts and prayers are with you at this difficult time.
Yeah. And especially the fact that SmackDown is in Orlando and that Roman Reigns is kicking off the night. So maybe that is why he's kicking off the night. So that is just a good way to start. So, Martina, how shall we begin? What do you want to talk about first?
Well,
Cody Rhodes.
I was going to say, wait a minute. You want to rephrase that?
I don't know if I can now.
I'm just playing. Okay, so we this actually, unfortunately, we're very saddened to hear about the loss of Afa. My green screen is acting up, but this is timely though because we have a list. Can you tell us about that list, my co-host?
Yes.
Big Oos. There we go. Big Oos. Tell us about that list we got there.
Yes. So give me a second to pull up this list, but I saw this YouTube content creator who was talking about a video, or he made a video about the top 5 Samoans of all time. So I'm going to just share the screen right now, and we're going to react to the top 5 list of, here we go, his top 5 of the greatest Samoans of all time. So at number 5 was Yokozuna, 4, Wild Samoans, 3, Umaga, 2, the Usos, number 1, Roman Reigns. Now, I'm here to ask you this. Nick, I'm going to start off with you. Which name do you not see here?
The final boss, The Rock.
Yeah.
The Trailblazer. I mean, how's The Rock not on here? Like, just big miss right off the bat.
Well, there was a big reason why he was not on this list, and because he's done more outside of the business, but a lot of people, he drew in a lot of casuals to the business that's not necessarily in the ring in the company. So he's done more outside. That was his honorable mention of it. So Martina, what do you think about that?
Okay, so if we're talking money, yes. Hold on just one second.
Yep.
if we're talking financials, yes, The Rock has made millions and millions outside of WWE. But if we're talking about impact, the impact and the footprint of The Rock cannot be understated. I mean, he is the literal blueprint for so many people right now. Look at LA Knight, look at Ricky Starks, look at The Miz. Like his influence is undeniable. You really can't, I feel like you can't talk about modern wrestling without talking about The Rock. And so the fact that he's not even on here at all, I'm like, I'm when I hear Samoans, I'm like, okay, surely The Rock will be on here somewhere. And it's not that this is a bad list. Let me just say that it's not that who is here does not belong here, but I think it is kind of a glaring omission. I like this list, but maybe it shouldn't be 5. Maybe it should be 6. What do y'all say?
Yeah. So real quick, I want to give credit to the guy who made this video, Mr. Teska. So Mr. Teska, I can't pronounce your name. I'm sorry, but here's the link to his video, guys. It's in the chat. So if you could kindly go over there, give him a sub, and watch the video. He's a very, very cool guy. I've been watching him for like a little bit while now. I'm going to ask him to be on the show. I'm going to try to reach out to him. So make sure you look forward to that. So my opinion on this list, number 3, I'm a huge fan of Umaga. Huge fan of Umaga. You guys know why. I got like a emotional reason why I am a huge fan of Umaga. But can you imagine his skill set right now in the WWE? Him and Jacob Fatu could literally be the best Samoan tag team ever. I can't even think about that. And him and Armando Estrada, great manager for him. It was just perfect. I remember when they found Santino Marella in the crowd, right? He was in the crowd, and Umaga put the title on the line, and Santino Marella won. He won from out of the crowd. So that was my favorite moment. But number 1, no argument. The Usos, if you're talking about this right now, Jimmy hasn't came back. Jay, what are they doing with Jey Uso? But as a tag team, greatest of all time. Wild Samoans, of course, R.I.P. And Yokozuna, of course. Nick.
Yeah, I mean, The Rock not being on there is kind of like it right away. I would have Roman and The Rock 1A and 1B, and then the Usos and Wild Samoans 1A and 1B on a tag team list. And then I mean, you can have the other two. Rikishi's not on here. There's they're just more of who I know: Rikishi, The Rock, Roman, and that side more so of it. Nia Jax isn't mentioned. There's no women Samoans. We can have a separate one of that, but I mean, yeah, I don't know how Rock isn't on here as 1A and 1B with Roman, or how you can't do a top 10 list since there is so many Samoans. But I mean, like, his reasoning for making Rock an honorable mention, I mean, it just the Rock when it comes down to it, yeah, The Rock did whatever he did in Hollywood, but how did he get to Hollywood? It's because of wrestling. He tried football didn't work. He found wrestling, and that's all he ever wanted to do. And then he did everything that he needed to do, or so we thought. And then he went into Hollywood. So you can't have The Rock in Hollywood without The Rock in a wrestling ring. So The Rock not being on this list, I don't know. The Rock has to be on here, right next to or with on that same line with Roman Reigns.
Martina, I guess. Can't hear you.
Can't hear you.
All right. With that being said, guys, so there's the top 5. I actually got one more thing to say about this list, and then we'll go on to the next topic. So for me,
okay, sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Yeah.
Sorry about that. I'm telling you, the Cody fans, it's got to be what it is.
StreamYard is probably ran by a bunch of Cody crybabies.
Got to be, because this is absurd. They don't even want me to speak. Like, at first I couldn't get my screen. Now I can't speak. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just wanted to agree with you. Something that you said, that's a very solid point. There's no women, and I didn't even think about Rikishi. That's the Usos' dad, for God's sake. Like, that's
in face.
Yeah, like you're right that there are so many, and I honestly I think it's interesting that they included Yokozuna, and it's not that he shouldn't be on there, but I think it's interesting for the fact that he was not actually presented as Samoan. He was presented as Japanese.
Yeah.
We know he's Samoan, but for all intents and purposes, is that not kind of interesting if we're talking about Impact? A lot of people I know growing up, I thought he was Japanese because that's what they presented him to us as. But yeah, the omission of The Rock just kind of throws everything off for me. But you're absolutely right. There's no women. Tamina, like you said, Nia Jax. It should definitely be bigger because I feel like there's just too many Samoans to only name 5.
There's just so many. You can't go wrong. But I'm okay with this list, honestly. I am okay with it. I am a huge fan of The Rock. I am. But if you put The Rock at 2, I'm okay with it. Like, how do I say this? Like, Roman Reigns' run is incredible. I think that's honestly, hot take, could be better than The Rock has ever done.
Yes.
Yeah.
It could be.
That's not a hot take. That's a fact.
Yeah.
So
Without a
I'm
doubt.
like, put him at 2 or below. But honorable mention, at least you mentioned him. I'm okay with it.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, the 1A or 1B, The Rock still had just as much impact on his generation as what Roman has in this one. And yeah, Roman's run is miles above anyone else we could ever mention. I mean,
levels above even
on God mode himself. I mean, it just there's just no disputing it. It's just that's why I think we need to see Roman versus The Rock because it's going to mean so much more with or without the title. Hopefully with, so we can restore that relevance to it, and get it away from I respect you. So here's a title shot. Here's a title shot. Here's a title shot. Nah, with Roman, it was. I'll entertain the idea that you earned this, but you'll acknowledge that the only one that's earned anything is me.
100% actual and factual. And you know what? On that note, I think that is an excellent segue. What do you say, Mitch?
I agree. Let me pull up this video. This one got these two really, really happy.
Yo.
I don't know why. Like, I'm happy too, just a matter of fact. But for me,
while he's setting that up, I'm just going to give you my 2 or 3 cents.
Okay, go for it.
So I'm just going to set this up now. First of all, I want to start out by saying no hate to this creator. Everything he's saying is true. I agree with his point of view. The only thing that I just found, like, this was one of those videos, like the whole time I'm like, yes, right. Yep. That's what I said, like the whole entire video. And so I say all that to say, I feel like there is not one thing that this creator said that I can A, disagree with, and B, that I have not already said. He said a lot of the same things I've been saying, and that Nick has been saying, and Mitch has been saying, and we all been saying, the whole of the Roman Empire. We've all been saying these same things, but here's the kicker. This man, by his own admission, is not a Roman fan. He is a self-admitted Cody fan. So sometimes it's the, what does that say? This the messenger. Sometimes if you won't listen to us, listen to one of your own Cody fans. Let's go.
All right. Let's get this started. Give me 1 second and play.
Oh!
Can you guys hear that, first of all?
Yep.
Cool.
I admit it. Cody Rhodes. I'm so sorry, Cody. I know you love the business. You are awesome. I love you, but your title reign sucks. Cody Crybabies, we got to do something. It wasn't just about toppling Roman Reigns. It was about a strong and healthy title run after. I knew there would be challenges. Anybody following Roman Reigns, that was a tough hill to climb, but they're not even really trying right now. Do we just got to wait for The Rock? Everything in between is...
We're going to wait for The Rock. That's basically what's happening here. They're just stalling. And especially the fact with Kevin Owens right now and that whole thing, he's going to get into that in a minute. But last week on the SmackDown Watch Along, remember this, Nick and Martina? I was just like, how does this make sense? It's just like, they offered him a title shot. He said he doesn't deserve it. Was going to give it to Roman Reigns, and then he goes on a spiel, Kevin Owens, and then he gets a title opportunity. Makes no sense. No
You
sense.
get a title shot. You get a title shot. I will give it to this man. I don't actually know his real name. I just see his title. The title of his channel is Wrestle Chops. Wrestle Chops. I will give it to you. Hey Chad. Hello Chad. Hey everybody. I will give it to him. I respect him that he hit the ground running. He jumped right into it. The first thing out of his mouth was this Cody's title reign is boring. If I'm not mistaken, I think that's the first thing he said. I'm like, you know what? I respect it. Get right into it. Stand on business. And he did. I appreciate that we're finally being honest. But then at the same time, I was telling Nick and Mitch earlier that I do think it's interesting that it's like, well. It's almost like we've been saying these same exact things for months. But you know what? Better late than never. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Let's go, Wrestle Chops. What else you got to say, fan?
All right, Nick, you got something to say before I hit play again?
Yeah, I mean, like he says right away, it's not about him. It wasn't about Cody beating Roman. It was about a meaningful title run. I mean, how can you say it's not about beating Roman when he made it all about beating Roman and getting that title? If it wasn't about beating Roman, he could have stayed on Raw. He could have had the heavyweight title. He could have done his thing on Raw, ran into Netflix until they said, "Whoa, okay, pause. We want the needle mover, not Blondie. Go kiss babies on SmackDown. Stay on USA. Whatever." It just yeah, I mean, right away with him saying like Cody's run is boring. I mean, it's finally being shown that it just who cares. So yeah, I'm excited to get into more of we're less than a minute in. We still got so
We
that
still got some time.
yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I'm gonna let this play out some more. So let's just get it.
It's just that's it. There's nothing. And speaking of crying, every day I cry when I have to go to work and not create YouTube videos for you beautiful people.
Hey.
This is wing on the part. Damian Priest was a mid-carder at best when he won that title, and I was like, this is gonna be bad. This is gonna be Jack Swagger. And nope, out of the two, Cody Rhodes is
I miss Jack Swagger. I miss him. I'm sorry. I miss that guy.
Well. First of many points that how many times have we said this? That Damian Priest, I do agree with him that when he won, I was like, oh, okay, that's okay, unique. And I did not expect his reign to be that earth-shattering. But as you will hear him say, even the Cody fans are admitting that Damian's run is better than Cody's. My flabbers are gasted. I am just so like, it's so vindicating.
Yep. All right. Nick, you got something to add, or do you just want me to go?
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be the same thing pretty much throughout the whole thing. He doesn't miss at any point of it. I mean, saying Priest was a mid carder and then went from mid card to main event, and Cody's kind of gone from the main eventer to a mid card while holding a world title. It shows. It speaks volumes. Like I mean, it should open up everyone's eyes to all the Cody crybabies out there that wanted so badly for Cody to get his moment this year, and again took us away from having Rock versus Roman.
Yep.
The Jack Swagger. His title run is forgettable at best. And you're like, whoa, what are you talking about? He's fought AJ Styles. Yeah, he fought AJ Styles. Who cares? I love the.
Oh, whoops, my bad. Okay, who cares about AJ Styles? Do you really want me to go off right now?
Well,
sorry, that's my Denise getting out there.
Well, you know what? I have to say, unfortunately, they made it that way. It's not that it wasn't a good pairing. It's a fantastic pairing. It's the way they set it up. The buildup was trash. The pairing was excellent. The buildup was trash.
Yep, agreed. I agree with that. Yeah, you're going to keep going here.
Who cares? Now, I will say, I loved the AJ Styles angle where he pretended to retire. So I did enjoy that, but I also knew at that point that it wasn't happening, that AJ was not going to win. Those guys could have brought in a lot of heat based on their past. And I'm not saying let's just completely base an angle off of a faction in a different wrestling company, but I am saying that AJ could have been bitter about the fact that it took him so long to get to WWE. Cody had everything given to him, and then he left. They could have done so many things, but no, what was their angle based off of? Hey, Cody, I want that title, and I respect you. Hey, AJ, I respect you too, but that title ain't going nowhere. AJ Styles fought Dusty Rhodes in TNA. They could have drew upon that. They could have brought in that footage. TNA and WWE have a very good working relationship right now. They could have 100% brought that in. That would have been so cool, seeing AJ Styles fighting Dusty Rhodes as he goes into a match against his son, Cody Rhodes. How cool would that have been? Nope, they didn't do it. It was all based on respect. And
right there, the whole circle of life, pretty much, with Dusty Rhodes, Cody Rhodes. I thought they were going to go down that route, but they went the Mark Henry route with the suit and everything. It was so predictable, but it was just good. AJ Styles killed that. He killed that. So I'm just saying this. It could have been better. The matches, it was pretty much match of the year up there, especially that crowd. That crowd was making the camera shake. I'm telling you, they did the best with the little that was given. So that's all I got to say about that. You guys want me to keep going? I'll keep going.
Yeah, I mean, sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No. Go.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think it was crowd of the year for sure. The match to me was very average. To me, the match was SmackDown caliber. It was not. It was the crowd. The crowd was better than the match. The crowd was better than the pay-per-view, if you ask me. Yeah. And I do agree. I thought it was clever with the Mark Henry throwback. I saw that immediately because I remember watching that with John Cena when that happened. I remember calling it even then. I was like, oh no, this is not real. So that was clever. But I agree that they missed a huge angle there with, their experience in other companies. And it's interesting because remember, they did mention it. They had promos where they talked about TNA and NWA and other promotions. So, and New Japan and whatnot. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, it's so crazy. That's how you know you're in a new era, that they're actually mentioning other companies. And I'm like, okay, so I thought they were going somewhere with that. It's like they got so close and then they dropped the ball. And I'm like, well, what was that for? It's like they just wanted to tease us. We're just going to say this just to make you think we're doing something different. But actually, no, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. And what he said about respect, this is almost identical to what Sam, I don't know his last name.
Roberts,
yeah.
That man. There was a video, if y'all don't know, a video of him went viral earlier this week saying pretty much the same thing we've been saying. Once again, this is hit after hit. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because this whole week, people and tweets have been going viral, literally saying the same things we've been saying. It's like the people are waking up. We've been woke, but other people are waking up. But he's echoing that same sentiment that all Cody does is says he respects everybody. I love you. I respect you. Let's talk about our history only a little bit. And I respect you, but I'm going to win. Rinse and repeat.
Yep. And Gunther's title reign, IC title reign, is better than Cody's right now. And you can honestly say the feud that Gunther's having with Randy Orton is better than what Cody Rhodes' run at champion is right now.
Tragic.
Just that little spec.
Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say the same exact thing. The first thing you said, Martina, was I was gonna say the same exact thing. I mean, it's insane that the comparison of Mark Henry and Cena to AJ Styles and Cody, especially because they're trying to make Cody the next John Cena, and it's so obvious. And it's like I've been saying, the SpongeBob episode where Plankton's teaching him how to be assertive, and then he's like, "Now let him have it. You can have it." And it is
a huge fan of SpongeBob.
Love SpongeBob.
It's just insane that people wanted this so badly, and now we're getting it, and they have zero direction for it, and they're wasting it. And Cody fans are still going to sit there and say, "Well, at least he shows up every week." He does the same thing every week. He gets put through a table. He says, "I respect you." He says, "You can have a title shot, but you're not going to win, and we know you're not going to win because you haven't won a match on a PLE in X amount of time, but because I'm a fighting champion, I'm gonna give you a match. And it's just, I mean, it's insane.
He's going to ride that to the wheels fall off. But the caveat is people are really, and we, again, once again, I myself, and I'm sure I wasn't a part of the network at that time, but I have no doubt that you guys said this too, that just because someone is there doesn't mean they're doing a good job. Roman, his appearances, and I think that's the big difference. He was not there all the time, but it was special. A champion, in my personal opinion, should not be on TV all the time. It should be a special occasion. It should mean something. It should be a huge event when they show up, which it was. The ratings prove that. The ticket sales prove that. Cody is there, but look what we're getting when he's there. It's very mid and repetitive. At least we had surprises. But that whole fighting champion thing, it's like you're fighting, but how good is the fight?
Right.
Big fight feel. That's what I said the entire time leading up to WrestleMania, with Roman retaining at 39, leading up to 40, and him taking his break, and then after 40 taking his break. Oh, I'm so glad Roman's finally gone and isn't holding the title hostage. Guess what? We see the title every week, and who cares? I'm more concerned about the bracelet on Raw and now the Ulafala on SmackDown. I mean, it's
100%.
crazy. It is absolutely crazy. The press conference, the kickoff press conference to WrestleMania in Vegas, Roman and The Rock, their face off with the title there, it had that big fight feel. It felt like UFC, TKO, and the real sport feel, the big fight feel was electric, and goosebumps, and the whole mana, everything. And now you get Cody, and it's like, I respect you.
100%. And you know what? I do think that analogy between CM Punk and Drew and Cody versus everyone, that's an excellent analogy too, because lest we forget, CM Punk was also gone from the company for a long time, from wrestling altogether for a long time. He also came from AEW. Like, that's a fair comparison. Well, it's kind of sort of, but CM Punk has always been more popular than Cody, but for all intents and purposes, you know, if you want to compare apples to apples, like, that man gets his name chanted everywhere. He has not held a title in God knows how long in any promotion, because he lost it in AEW, then got fired, yada, yada. He hasn't held gold in a long time. And he's still, his story with Drew, they still, with no title involved, other than the bracelet, like you said, it's still got more, it's more intriguing. It's got more twists and turns. It's got more intensity. To me, it feels more genuine. We do genuinely get the sense that these two men legitimately do hate each other. And versus with Cody, it's like he wants to flirt with everybody before they get a title shot. I hate it. I love you. I respect you. I love your work. You know, I yada, 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 but you're not going to win. It's like, where is the edge? Where is the, you know, you can be, this is something, maybe I should let him talk, but he's going to say something about Stone Cold Steve Austin. And I think that's a good point. You can be a face and still have some edge to you. Like, you don't have to hug and kiss everybody, you know?
Or when was the last time AJ won a pay-per-view event, a PLE?
No, I'm going to skip this part.
To apply it to WWE, do I want to see a champion that just respects all of his opponents, or do I want to see Stone Cold Steve Austin talking trash in your face? Then we got the Mark Henry angle that I talked about earlier, where AJ pretended to retire. We saw a little fire there. The next week on SmackDown, after he had been ambushed, we did see a ramped up Cody Rhodes, and then all that energy was gone. It's like Cody Rhodes will get all fired up for like 1 week, and then poof, gone. Who did Cody Rhodes fight at SummerSlam? Cody Rhodes himself will say the second-rate version of the Bloodline, and he had a very difficult time beating them. And not just that, what was that match all about? What was the thing that the most people were excited about that match going into SummerSlam? Not, oh, this is going to be...
They were excited for Roman Reigns.
Full stop.
For Roman Reigns' return.
And even that, something to what he just said, Cody's whole thing was, I'm going to dismantle the Bloodline. I'm going to take down the Bloodline, and y'all are the real, and blah, 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 all that. And he still got pinned. Like the week before SummerSlam, I think. He had a lot of mouth for someone who got pinned. And then he wants, I won the Bloodline Rules match. That is true, but you had to have a whole lot of help to do it as a face, might I add. Twice.
He's 2-0 in them. Those are his matches.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Chops. Carry on.
Be a banger. Cody's going to finally put Solo in his place. No, it was literally, I cannot wait to see Roman Reigns. That is what Cody Rhodes Championship main event was all about. I cannot wait to see Roman Reigns. Nobody thought about Cody. Nobody cared about Cody. It was all about.
Can we pause it just 1 second? Did y'all hear what he just said? This is a self-admit, his words, not ours. He said out of his own mouth, he is a Cody fan. He was rooting for him. And now if he, the Cody fan, was excited to see Roman Reigns, and that's all he was thinking about. What do you think us Roman fans were thinking about? We were not paying attention to that match, which honestly, I feel more bad for Solo than I do for Cody, because Cody, it is what it is. He gets what he gets. But I do feel bad for Solo because I do feel like he did a good job of holding things down in Roman's absence. Yeah. He also improved. I don't think he gets enough credit that he did greatly improve. He went from being silent for like a year to giving really good promos and getting heat and getting a reaction, because some people don't get a reaction at all. I know that's a common criticism of like Karrion Kross, for example. That's a story for another day, but a good heel should get booed. They should get reactions, and he was getting that. But that's not a good sign if the champion and the face of your company is getting overshadowed by a man who hasn't been there in 3 months. What does that say?
Yeah, and like he said, Cody's main event was, I can't wait to see Roman. How many times has Cody been in the main event of a PLE since WrestleMania? I think this was the first one. He didn't main event. Him and AJ kicked off Backlash. I'm pretty sure he kicked off the next one. I mean, that title was never kicking off shows besides like the Rumble when Roman held it. Never. Mm-hmm. And now Cody is opening shows and winning against guys who, again, don't win matches. They're just handed title shots because he respects them. Like,
absolutely. Absolutely. And that's something that the whole it's so many things to say. But that right there, okay, so that's a because I love to debunk people's criticisms with like an equal criticism. Okay, so people love to say that Solo didn't deserve a title shot because he didn't have a winning record. Okay, what about AJ Styles? His record as of late wasn't very good either. Or Kevin Owens, his record as of late wasn't very good either. So I don't want to hear that, oh, he shouldn't have been getting a shot because he wasn't winning, when these guys haven't been winning either. Not that they shouldn't have been, but the point is, if losing is losing, right? No matter who's doing it. Yep. So do you not find it interesting that during that promo between Kevin Owens, Cody, and where Nick Aldis was there, that was so telling that notice Kevin, he had to basically be manipulated and psychologically tricked into even taking the title shot because he didn't even really want it like that. He didn't want it. What does that tell you? He didn't even want it until Nick Aldis brought up Roman. He said, no, I was going to give it to Roman. He's like, oh, no, you're not. No, I'm going to take it then. Like, Roman has to be in the conversation. Like, what does that tell you? Your champion is not relevant unless Roman's name is in the conversation. They have attached Cody to Roman at the hip. Like, he can't. The only way he gets any reaction out of people is by his name being mentioned. That's crazy. I feel like I'm in crazy world.
That is true. But again, I just got to be devil's advocate here for just 1 second. It's WWE not building up anybody else. There's no one else to be in Cody's spot. Is there really anybody else like right now?
Braun Breaker.
He's in IC title.
LA Knight should have been in this.
LA Knight should have, would have, could have.
But no, to your point, you're right. That is a failure. And I will say, I'm not going to sit here and say this is 100% Cody's fault. He is only to blame.
It's not. I'm just saying.
No, not at all. You're absolutely correct that there is a host of people to blame. But we said it once, we'll say it again. They did this to themselves. They backed themselves into a corner. And you're absolutely right. But I agree with you, Nick. I think Braun Breaker should have been in this at some point. If you can put Tiffany Stratton in the women's picture, why couldn't you put Braun Breaker in the men's picture? They came in about the similar times with similar time frame from an NXT. They could have. I feel like LA Knight should have been in this picture. I mean, I'm glad he's a U.S. champion. I'm glad to see him holding gold. But if I were him, I would feel some type of way because he went from a title shot with Roman to chasing Logan Paul for the longest. He just got it last week. You know, he should have been in the title picture.
All right, let's get right back into it.
Roman Reigns. And what are the talking points coming out of SummerSlam? LA Knight finally won the big one. Dominic Mysterio turned on Rhea. Judgment Day is over. Gunther won. And Roman returned. Those are your talking points. Cody Rhodes is not even a talking point. I want.
That is sad. But again, to my point, no one else. There's no one else. No.
A strong title reign for Cody Rhodes. Again, back to Damian Priest. Damian Priest, he fought Jey Uso, who was super hot at the time, okay? So right now where Jey Uso is on the card, that's a tragedy, but he was super hot at the time. He fought Drew McIntyre. He fought Seth Rollins. He fended off a Money in the Bank, and you could be like, oh, well, he had help. So did Roman. Every single Roman match, Roman had.
Earl. I'm going to call out Earl. Everyone has help. Should I say that again? Because remember that, Martina? We were talking about that a couple of weeks ago on his show. How Roman has help, Cody has help. Like Earl. There you go.
Somebody interfere for him. Okay, so it's allowed. Damian Priest's title reign was strong. It made a mid-carder into a main event player, while Cody Rhodes, he went from main event to mid-card and with his title. Oh, geez, this sucks. And I am for real. Cody Crybaby.
Can we say something real quick? This proves yet another point that we've been saying. What he said about Jay, I do agree with that's a tragedy as well. But just to show the impact and the influence of Roman Reigns, and this is not, the point of this is not, for me, I'm sure for you guys too, it's not to just sit here and worship and talk about how Roman Reigns is God or anything like that. But our point is just that the immense hate that has been directed towards him and Roman fans has been completely unjustified. Because not only is his name making and keeping Cody relevant, but same thing for Jay. When is the last time Jay held gold? Quickly. When he was in the bloodline.
Right? Well, with Cody.
Thank you.
For a week, for 2 days.
Right.
I think his hangover lasted longer than their title reign.
Exactly. That is true. Point. He did hold it with Cody for 2.7 seconds. I guess I should say a legitimate record-breaking title reign was when he was in the bloodline. I think a lot of people forget he is one half of the longest reigning tag team of all time. He went from that to this.
Cheerleader.
Right. I mean, literally.
Yes. I think we all know where Jay is going right now. I think we all know. I'm not going to say it because Martina's ready to smack me. So I'm not going to say it.
Lay it to smack it down.
All right. You okay over there?
No, I just got to get tissue real quick. It's just a tragedy.
Yeet.
It's a tragedy.
Go get him, my dog.
Get on your keyboard.
God, the way you say my dog. My dog.
But don't just deny it. Don't just put your head in the sand and say, Cody Rhodes' title reign is fine. Triple H is just cooking. Okay, we can only use that cooking excuse for so long. And maybe I will say that Judgment Day sucked for a very long time. You can say cookie. You can always say that in hindsight. Then again, I can say that too. I'm like, look what happened with Otis and Chad Gable. You know, they cooked a little too long, and now Otis is dead in the water. We gotta say something. We can't just say, oh, just wait and see. We can't just say wait and see. You can do it.
I agree with this guy on the Chad Gable and Otis. I said Chad Gable months ago that he should have moved on his own. No faction. They could have pushed him. Chad Gable is one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. No one talks about it because he's always in a faction. He was with American Out or whatever. I forgot their own team name.
Alpha Academy to Alpha Academy to American Made. But yeah.
Thank you.
He should have beat Sammy. He should have beaten Sammy. They screwed him over too. He definitely should have beaten Sammy.
They did.
But think about, I mean, there's just so many things to say about what he just said there. But I does anyone not find this amusing that the whole reason why we wound up in this mess to begin with, because it was because the self-admitted Cody crybabies cried and begged and pleaded for Cody to win. And now you telling me you're still not done crying yet. You got what you want. You still got to cross some more to make his reign relevant. Maybe, just maybe, he shouldn't have won it. I mean, I'm sorry if your guy needs a cheerleading team and a pep rally to get him in that position, and another PR team overhaul and all that to stay the champion. Maybe he's not that guy. And that's for anybody. This isn't just a dig on him. That's anybody. If you have to do all this to prop them up and boost them up and make them a pity champion, maybe they're just not the one. But I know who is.
Yep.
Yeah.
For a little bit, but it's 5 months after WrestleMania.
Oh, I thought he said something.
That was still better than Cody's promo.
I said he's full of suffering succotash, son.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Guests are hungry and they're going to start leaving and going to McDonald's to get something. We need something big happening. And what is the storyline coming out of SummerSlam for Cody Rhodes? Roman Reigns just returns, right? He's the biggest pop. It's crazy. Roman Reigns returned, and Cody Rhodes the next night goes and says, you know who I want to fight? Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. He has not won in
Here we go. Let's keep this going.
forever. I don't remember the last time Kevin Owens won on PLE. Was it literally WrestleMania 39 when he won the titles with Sammy? That might be it.
Oh, can we keep it right there? Keep it right there. I'm sorry, we're doing a lot of pausing, but I feel like we cannot avoid this point. This is something that Brooke, she goes by the Bloodline Tour. I'm not joking. That's literally her handle. I love Brooke. She's awesome. She made this point, and this is something that I had not even thought about. Once again, this is actually, they did them the same way that they're doing Cody. Okay, individually, Sammy, Kevin, however you want to feel about him. I like Kevin. I'm not a Sammy fan. Okay, they took the titles off the Usos, that record-breaking championship run, to put them on KO and Sammy. Who even remembers that they were the tag team champions like that? Because honestly, I forgot. Their tag team, not you, Mitch, put your head down. their run was so forgettable. Like, you know what I mean? Like their run was not all that. Their run was very forgettable. They didn't even hold it that long. And they gave it to them, and then we forgot about it. They following that same blueprint with Cody. Take the titles off. You know, I know he wasn't the longest running, but the longest running, you know, Roman Reigns was the longest run in the modern era. They ended it. You ended greatness to go to mediocrity. Like they did the same thing. Why would you follow the same failing blueprint twice? Like that's crazy to me. On a bigger scale.
Yeah.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. If I'm wrong, tell me, because I don't know the last time he won a PLE match. He has lost so many times that not even storyline Kevin Owens can say, I deserve a title. Literally, he says, I do not deserve.
Kevin Steen needs a title run before Kevin Owens. I'm just going to throw that out there.
The title shot. I suck. And Cody Rhodes is like, no, you don't, buddy. Let's do this because I respect you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That got me.
And this is a Cody fan. I just cannot stress that enough. If you're just tuning in, I need you to know this man himself out of his own mouth admits that he is a big Cody fan. So if the Cody fan can be honest, can we all be honest?
The title shot. I suck. And Cody Rhodes is like, no, you don't, buddy. Let's do this because I respect you. That is a lame storyline to get a title. Roman Reigns just returns, and you pick a guy who has not won in forever, a guy who even admits he doesn't deserve a title shot. How is that supposed to get me, A, interested in the match, and B, thinking this is a strong title reign? Cody, you're not afraid of a guy who loses all the time. Yeah, neither am I. At this point, I'll put this wing belt against Kevin Owens because you know what? He probably can't beat me either at this point in his career. And I'm just kidding. Kevin Owens would destroy me. Okay, some of you.
I'm going to skip this part a little bit.
But you know what? I was just going to say real quick.
To what he said about Kevin not winning. I'm looking it up right now on Cage Match. Kevin Owens has not won on a premium live event since May 27th, 2023 at Night of Champions, where him and Sammy beat Roman Reigns and Solo in their tag title match. And this was one of their two defenses.
Mm-hmm. I knew they didn't have many defenses.
So
that's crazy. Like, what does that even tell you right there? They didn't do Cody any favors. Like I said, I'm sorry. I feel like they're setting this man up to fail. Like, even if he was doing the best he could do, that right there still makes him look very weak. It makes him look like he's running. Even though, and this is from someone, I actually don't want to see Cody versus Roman again because I still haven't recovered from the first one. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. You're gonna have to send some help if I have to watch Roman lose again. But the fact that is obviously the conversation. Wait, say I'm sorry.
I got my phone. You're all good. So if you need something, I'll call.
Thank you. I might need some help. But the fact that even I don't want to see that again, but the fact that they're so blatantly avoiding it, like Nick Aldis literally said, I was going to give Roman a title shot. He's like, no, do me instead. I'm like, that's making Cody look scared. It's not doing him any favors. It's like they're clipping his wings, dude. That's not the way to go. The man who's going viral, he's going viral everywhere. 250 million plus views. No, just let's act like he's not even there. Completely avoid him and go to
said a
Kevin
word.
Owens.
Has not said a word.
Exactly.
7 minutes last Friday and 3, maybe 4, less than 5. So in all honesty, 10 minutes. We've seen 10 minutes of Roman Reigns in 4 months, and we've seen Cody every single week. We've seen Cody say, I respect you, this and that, and then get thrown through a table. How do you compare the two? I just want to know which way the needle is moving.
Preach.
Towards one or the other.
Preach.
So, sorry about
100%.
But with that being said, you want to keep going, or we still got or do you want to start wrapping up?
Oh, I'm sorry. I get so passionate. Sorry, time's getting away from me. But I know we cannot be late because our tribal chief is starting off the show, and I'm sure they're going to do some kind of segment to honor Afa. I'm sorry that I was running my mouth. I'm sorry. I just can't. Lies just irk my spirit. I can't. Or not that he was lying. He was telling the truth. I guess I should say the truth is getting me riled up because it's like I've been saying that.
I'm here in the island of relevancy. I'm still fine. I'm
telling you, we're jealous of you, friend. I want to be on the island of. I would say that I'm there, but I'm not on the physical island of relevancy like this.
Well,
hey Sunday.
Hey Sunday, what is up? Well,
yeah, Mitch is on the physical island of relevancy. It's a beautiful thing. Love this for you.
Want to close it up? Martina?
I'm sorry, you broke up a little bit. What did you say?
Oh, I said I'm cold.
You're cold on the beach?
It's not cold on the island of relevancy.
Oh,
sorry. So I'm getting a little cold.
We're there with you in spirit. Yeah. We stretch out our hands. We're there with you in spirit.
I appreciate that. All right. So you want to close this out, Martina? Or?
Yes, it's 7:52, and we definitely want to make sure that you guys have plenty of time to get tuned into Fox and get ready to see our tribal chief. Well, so I'm sorry that if I talk too much, which I frequently do, I apologize. But we weren't lying. Did we lie? Chat, did we lie? Did we tell any lies? No. What does CM Punk say? Stop me when I'm telling lies.
Tell us when we're telling lies.
Yeah.
Yes. If we start lying, please stop us. But I don't think we were lying. Chops wasn't lying. I do want to say shout out to Russell Chops. Go subscribe to his channel. I have not seen his other content, but this video was a banger.
Here's the link of it. So here's the video. It's the link. Make sure you go check him out. There's the link.
Yes. I'm sure if the rest of his content is as good as this, he's definitely worth a listen. I really liked it. And, he had many more valid points as well. So if you get a chance, go and watch the remainder of this video. But basically the rest of it, he was pretty much saying what we've been saying, that a lot of people, they really just wanted somebody to topple Roman, not necessarily Cody per se, but just anybody. And that of course, people will argue, oh, he's still getting a pop. He's very over. He is, but Chops makes the point that people are singing his song. His song is catchy. It is fun. It is, it goes into the psychology of music, people singing the song because it's catchy. Do we necessarily love, basically he makes the point that just because people are singing his song does not mean his title reign is good. It doesn't mean they're doing good work just because people are singing. And I say, I'm gonna get out of here. But the last point I'm gonna make is pay attention tonight when Cody comes out. You'll see people cheering at the ramp when Cody comes out, of course, because they're reaching out their hands. They have signs, of course. Those people paying a lot of money to be there. But pay attention to the back of the arena when the camera pans out. Look behind the commentary table. It's not quite as enthusiastic as it used to be. Pay attention. But that's about it. We're gonna wrap up. Hey Blaze, thank you for tuning in. Terminator Mitch. Ooh, that's a high honor, Mitch.
I like it. I like
Terminator.
it. I like it.
I love it. All right, y'all. So I know we're gonna get ready to go, but I want to say thank you everybody for being here. We have 50 of you here, but do not leave. Just follow us over. Nick and I are going to stream SmackDown, and then we're gonna do the post bell. We're gonna be together for a long night. Not as long as last week, but for a while. So tune in.
Yeah.
Mitch is going to go enjoy the rest of his time at the shore. Be safe out there. Enjoy the rest of your time.
I'm going to be in the chat for SmackDown.
Yes, he's going to be in the chat. But follow us over. Don't go too far. Just switch on over. Thank y'all for being here. And we will catch y'all next week.
See you guys. But shout out to Nick real quick for being our special guest for the first one ever on this show. So appreciate you, Nick. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Nick. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. This was fun. We didn't get through the whole thing, but I mean, like you said, points have already been made. It was just nice to see someone else make said points, so it's not just you guys just hate Cody because you're Roman fans. No, this is coming directly from a Cody crybaby himself. He says it in the beginning of the video, throughout the video. I mean, what more do you want? Thank you, Blaze, for acknowledging the hat. And also throwing in the SmackDown watch along.
Wait, you said acknowledge. Hold on.
Acknowledge me!
Yes, Blaze, my green screen. That's a story for another day. It has been wilding out all day. Hey, Brooke, don't go. I was just telling them, follow us over to SmackDown. I know we have to go. We got 4 minutes. Y'all go switch over. Go see SmackDown. See you in a couple minutes. Bye.
Yeah.